Hi, I'm Amber Walker and I'm a solicitor within the Regulatory Department at Ice & Harrison. When a local authority refuses an application, they'll issue a letter that sets out their reasons for the refusal. Often you will have 21 days to appeal the refusal, so it's always wise to bring it to us so that we can review the reasons that you've been given and to identify for you whether there are any prospects of an appeal. A taxi driver may be subject to an investigation for various reasons, but these will often relate to a question mark over their suitability. Increasingly often the local authorities are carrying out spot checks. So for example, they will position themselves in busy town centres in the early hours of the morning, and they will have plainclothes operatives who are carrying out spot checks just to make sure that all the relevant rules and regulations are being complied with. If they think that there's cause for concern, then they'll start the investigation process from there. There are a number of possible outcomes in relation to investigations. The local authority can decide not to take any further action. They may decide that they need to immediately suspend or revoke a licence. They might feel that they need to pass a prosecution file to their designated solicitor for further action to be taken. They might feel that it's better to impose certain conditions or restrictions on a licence. We can always review the reasons that you've been given for a particular outcome. It's better to act quickly so that you can protect your position and ensure that the local authority has followed the best practice in dealing with investigations. If you were charged but not convicted, it's still open to the local authority to take what's happened into account. It's at their discretion, so it's often worth engaging a solicitor to draft some representations for you if it's something that you really want to pursue. Certainly have a chat with them, explain the circumstances and get them to intervene on your behalf if it's appropriate. If you're convicted of an offence, then you'll need to look at the council's convictions criteria or guidelines. Most local authorities have such a policy, and that will categorise offences, so going from the most serious down to those that are still deemed to constitute a cause for concern. Most of the time they're allocated a certain number of points, and that's certainly the case in the Leeds area. If you hit a certain number of points, then it's an automatic revocation or refusal of an application. So again, this might be something that you want legal advice on, just to ensure that the best practice has been followed and that the rules have been applied properly. There are a range of options for funding taxi licensing cases. If you're a member of a trade union, they may offer some form of assistance in terms of fees, although in some cases they will ask you to use a specified solicitor and you may not be able to have freedom of choice. The same applies with legal expenses cover. Often this forms part of a policy of motor insurance or even house insurance, but sometimes there are stipulations as to which firm you need to use. Alternatively, you can instruct us to handle a matter on a privately paying basis, and we do offer a range of fixed fees. Please call 0113 284 5000.